is our house. We're going to be seeing you through in the live shows. You have made it through to the live shows at the Dolby Theatre.
Neither of you guys are going through.
Unfortunately, you guys will not be making it through to the live shows.
We're going to have to be back in Hollywood in August at the live show.
For both of you, the journey is over right now. None of you are going through to the live shows.
Really, really sorry.
That both of you are actually going to be coming to the live shows.
Absolutely, you're going through to the live shows.
Last night on AGT's Judge Cuts, the judges made some interesting and shocking choices.
I want to be an Indian danger acrobat act.
Like V Unbeatable?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to do a flying flip and you catch me, okay?
I'll try.
Ah!
Anyways, in this week's episode, we're going to discuss the judges' choices and who made it through, our top 3 moments, and are Americans losing to international acts?
Hi, I'm Jack.
And I'm Mel, and welcome to the Talent Recap Show. All right, you guys, it was another great week of America's Got Talent, and let's just go. The Judge Cuts. We had Dwayne Wade, a.k.a. Gabrielle Union's husband, pop in this week.
And basketball legend.
And basketball legend, but it was kind of like bring your husband to work week,
Sure.
I feel, for Gabrielle.
That's right. So he picked as his golden buzzer the Indian acrobatic act V Unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Indian acts this week were killing it. Killing it! Not only was V Unbeatable did they get the golden buzzer, but Bir Khalsa, which are the 3 Sikh guys, one of them is like a 90 feet tall, and they were like smashing cinder block or like ice blocks on themselves with sledgehammers. I don't know what's going on in India, but it seems like a lot of fun.
But they blew the judges away. But you know what? It wasn't just the Indians on America's Got Talent this week. It was basically all the foreigners on the show kind of just like taking over this week.
That's right. So G-Force is from Canada, for example.
Alex.
And Dom Chambers is from Australia. Bir Khalsa and V Unbeatable, as we said, are from India. So, you know, the Americans didn't do as well this week.
The Americans were slacking on America's Got Talent. Doom.
Right. Now, what's a lot of people were talking about in the comments was that G-Force went through. Now, G-Force was the group of the little girls, and they
The Simon Says song.
Simon Says, right. And they beat out Izzy and Easton, and they beat out...
and Izzy and Easton are the little dance couple, the cute little kids dancing, yeah.
And Adam Show, who were the team from, I believe, Japan, who did the Street Fighter last time. And this
original.
This time they did Night at the Museum. And the fans were like really mad. They really disagreed with the results. They thought G-Force didn't bring it enough to make it through, but these other ones were cut instead.
I mean, they did sing a song called Simon Says, so I feel like that's a little advantage, I guess.
That was sort of cheating. Let us know in the comments below, do you think that the judges made the right decisions, or did you think that G-Force or some of the other acts should have gone home? And let's also discuss in the comments about this thing about these foreign acts. I mean, this is something that we've talked about a lot. It is America's Got Talent, after all, and a lot of people feel that it should be primarily American acts, but they bring in these acts from other places and they do well. That's nobody's fault, right?
Let us know in the comments what you feel.
That's right.
You know what, Jack, though? I was actually very surprised about the outrage that everyone had for Adam's show. Like, a lot of people were pissed that they were leaving.
Yeah, I mean, they were great. I mean, they were great, but something to remember is that they were finalists on Asia's Got Talent, which is one of the most popular versions of the show because it's broadcast through several different countries. But they only made it this far here. But if your favorite act got eliminated, what can we await?
Ooh, wild card, wild card.
That's right. So the wild cards are coming up, and we want to know who you think should come back as a wild card. So click on the link above Mel's head and take our poll. Now, technically, this poll doesn't count for anything except that AGT is watching.
Always watching.
Always watching. Fremantle Media. Our good friends. And now it's time for our top 3 favorite moments this week on AGT. Number 3 was Alex Dowis.
Yeah, we choose to go to the moon and discontain and do the other thing.
Past the hour. Tranquility, we copy you on the ground. We're breathing again. That's one small step for man.
All right, so either this guy planned this out way in advance.
That is so weird how the timing was just like on point for this act right here.
So he did this kind of light storytelling about the moon landing, which of course happened 50 years ago this week. So either he knew from ahead of time, they told him when it was going to be, and he thought, yes, or he just had this in his repertoire. I don't know.
Maybe he has psychic as a talent as well and just kind of displayed that lightly this week.
It's hard to know. He wears sunglasses indoors. He's very cool. But Mel, what did you think of this act?
I mean, I thought it was impeccable. Like this, I always say this, I love the variety acts on AGT because, again, where are we going to see something like this, especially in the U.S., like nowhere else, when we have all these singing shows. I love this act so much. It was just so unique and interesting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And, these light acts, they've gone pretty far recently, and we lost Verba Shadow this week, so, he's kind of taken over.
I think he kind of outshined them tremendously this week, and Verba Shadow was a fan favorite, but they didn't, step up to plate like they needed to.
Yeah, it's interesting because last week they did such an emotional story, and this week it was like wizards fighting a shadow monster.
Like evil versus good.
Yeah,
type
which,
of vibe.
Don't get me wrong, I'm here for, but I don't know, it was a strange choice.
It was.
It's not going to commit. Wizards fighting a shadow monster is not going to connect with the audience as much as like war and death.
It's just not realistic.
Isn't it? It is in my world. Number 2 was Ryan Niemiller.
I put on a nice button-up shirt. I wanted to look fantastic for the ladies in the house tonight. Because I can get every button except for that top one. Then I'm just going to be running around the house looking like a crippled cholo. Just a sadness cape waving in the wind behind me. I'm looking for scissors so I can cut it. I'm not supposed to have scissors under ideal conditions, let alone near my jugular.
This guy, okay, so some people might say, okay, he's getting it because he's disabled and no, absolutely not.
He's hilarious. Let's just get that right off from jump. He's definitely like on a level I could see him being like a Preacher Lawson of this season. I think he was amazing.
He's energetic. He does use his disability as part of his act. And I gotta say, the bit where he's talking about how if he's wearing a button-down shirt in a date, he can't unbutton the last button.
It's gonna stay on the whole night.
So if you don't go home with him, he's gonna sleep in the shirt. That's funny. That's just funny.
Yeah.
And but he's so far, I think he's the strongest of the stand-ups.
Definitely.
I think.
Definitely.
But number 1, no surprise, was The Unbeatable. So again, Dwayne Wade gave his golden buzzer to them, and it's not surprising to see why. I mean, these guys were so energetic. They're such good acrobats and dancers.
I love how Dwayne was saying, like when he actually spoke about them, he made Gabrielle touch his chest to see how fast his heart was beating after that. And I feel like that says so much as a performer. That's what you want. You want to get the adrenaline of your viewers pumping, and I think they did that.
And think about this. This is a guy who's a professional basketball player.
Exactly.
To get his heart rate up,
You got to be doing something right.
You got to be doing something really right. So something that we can talk about too that happened last night that you might notice is that no one in our top 3 was a singer, and that's because only 1 or 2 singers made it through, which is unusual because they got rid of 5 singers.
They got one of my favorite ones, Sassy. Sassy, what's her name?
Sassafras.
Sassafras, I'm going to miss you so much. I don't know, like if you're ever on tour in New York, I need to come and see you sing that song and all the remixes you make of it.
That's right. So, you know, for a lot of people, you know, we've gotten comments over the years and they talk about how America's Got Talent being a variety show favors singers more than they should. So if that's what you think, last night, you know, was a little bit of Schadenfreude for you.
They proved us wrong.
You know Schadenfreude?
I don't.
It's a German word, and only the Germans would come up with this word. It means like feeling pleasure in somebody else's pain.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We learn something new every day, you guys.
I'm here for you. But I think it's time for our comment of the week, Mel.
So every week we choose one of your comments from a previous video and shout you out. Love and/or hate because we love you guys as always. This week's comment of the week comes from Awesome Boss, who says, Chris is the one to watch this season. Like Shin Lim last season, he is gaining millions of views without a sob story, adolescent age, or golden buzzer. His unique voice and excellent songwriting skills will earn him a top spot in at least the top 5. And Jack, I don't know about you, but I totally agree with this comment.
Yeah, no, I do too. I mean, I know we just talked about the singers not, you know, whatever. But if one of them does, I think it should be Chris because he's got such a unique style, such a unique voice, a unique look. He looks like he just came down from a mountain or something and with a guitar and is like, I'm going to serenade you. Except he doesn't talk like that because he's from Sweden. Let us know in the comments below what you think about Chris, about all the acts.
And also let us know, since this person believes he's one to watch, who else on AGT do you feel is one to watch this season?
That's right. Let us know in the comments below, and Mel will cultivate and pluck you out
like one of you guys.
Like a rose from a rose bush, and smell it and you know, tell you next week.
Maybe it'll be you.
Maybe.
That's all for now. Now make sure you head to talentrecap.com so you can vote for your wildcard act, and stay tuned tomorrow for our Bring the Funny recap with Lauren and Jackie, and of course next week on Wednesday for our ADT recap. And that's our Talent Recap.
Hi, I'm Talentino, Talent Recap's real favorite intern. If you like the stuff that we do with the funny and the talent and the ha-ha and whatever, click below to subscribe. You'll never miss a thing.